Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we want to take a look at the one Pokemon that I really wanted to take a look at after I saw the move update for the first time. And this is going to be the Galarian Darmanitan. And you might think, why? And that's a good question. Honestly, it is a great question. This Pokemon has not a lot going for it. Let me actually check real quick what rank it is on PvPoke. I checked it before. It is close to rank 700. But yeah, this Pokemon is after the buff close at rank 700, which is kind of crazy. Before it was even like it's actually over 700. It's rank 765 currently, the Galarian Darmanitan. And still, I was very interested in this Pokemon. Why? Because Pokemon is one of the hardest attackers in the entire meta, which is kind of crazy. But not only this Pokemon has great charge moves, and now it finally has a good fast move. And so, as you're gonna see here as well, you can actually win with this Pokemon. And there are going to be some very interesting battles here, and I did not go negative with this Pokemon, which is ridiculous. So, this thing has literally 0 bulk, but a lot of attack, and has access to some crazy charge moves. Access to moves like Avalanche, like Superpower, like Ice Punch as well, if you want to be a little bit faster compared to Avalanche, which maybe makes some sense. I would actually say that Avalanche is not needed on this Pokemon, but Ice Punch maybe makes some more sense there on this one. Or Overheat. Overheat would make some sense as well. For Overheat, I don't think you survive that long. For Overheat, you would need a little bit too much energy. I think you need 10 fast moves in order to get to this move there. And I feel like you will usually not survive long enough for that one. But I feel like Ice Punch would even have some play over Avalanche just to get to a non-debuffing move a little bit faster. And look at this here. Here I make a little bit of a mistake. I thought it would be just an Aerial Ace. I was hoping just for an Aerial Ace. And you see already what I mean with a 0 bulk. This Pokemon literally has 0 bulk. And so, here we're going to have the Prey Map against us. We're still not going to give up here. We're going to still try our best as we can go for a Body Slam against the opponent. This will allow us to get the, not knockout, but we're going to get them very, very low, allowing us to use a shield here. And maybe there's still some play now. Rage Twist is coming through. We can go for the full farm down. And we have some energy here. We have still a shield in play for the opponent. But we're also going to have still a lot of fast move pressure that is going to be coming from our Darmanitan. And so I'm going to stop out of here. I get a lot of damage in, just sadly not enough. And so the opponent going to be able to win this battle. If they didn't have acrobatics, mostly I would be fine here. But they have Aerial Ace and acrobatics. That is wild. So, next opponent, we're going to have a great lead here. I think that was one of my favorite battles. Let's take a look at this one. We're going to see here the Feraligatr coming in. This is going to be great for us as well. We're going to be able to use a shield against the opponent here. I was hoping that it would most likely be an Ice Beam, but it wasn't. But also what we see here as well, we are not running Snarl, we are running Air Slash on our Mandibuzz. Why is this the case? Because I needed a little bit better coverage against, Fighting type Pokemon. For example, against something like a Primeape. That's why we decided to go for this, lower energy generating move. At the end of the day, I actually don't think I'd ever had super effective Air Slash damage against any Pokemon, so it did not really matter. But still, I think it was a cool play because you have more fast move pressure with this Pokemon, which helps out in some certain matchups. And yes, this was one of my favorite matchups so far, as you're gonna see as well. We're going to have a horrible scenario for us. Look at this. We have shields down, we have a Flyer against our Mudslap user, we have our good Pokemon basically already very, very down. But who am I kidding if I say our good Pokemon? Because never disrespect the Galarian Darmanitan. Look at this. The Ice Fang is chunking away from the opponent's Mandibuzz like it's nothing. We will see the charge move coming through. It's going to be the Aerial Ace, but in comes the Typhlosion. I don't care. I can farm them down. And also I don't care about the Mandibuzz. I can farm them down as well, and goodbye there. No thinking really needed here. As you can see, we're going to have the opponent with a Dragonite. I want to go straight for the swap out there, but the game was lagging and I got a Mudslap in instead, which can actually be a little bit problematic because the opponent just gets energy that we didn't really want to give them. But in this case, they're going to have a Lantern in the back anyway, making it a pretty awkward matchup for us. But what we can do is, at least we're going to be able to align ourselves. We would have not really had any chance with our Darmanitan against the opponent's Lantern, which means now we do have a chance to align ourselves against, hopefully a different Pokemon later on. So as you can see here, we're going to have the Aerial Ace coming through. The opponent is going to be quite low, and we can now go for the full farm down, allowing us as well here to go for some, nice damage, which is going to be great. But also, as you will see here, the opponent's going to go for a Surf. We can still survive. We can swap out now against the opponent's lead there. But sadly, they're going to be double weak to Charm. They just don't care about Charm, apparently. And I feel like this would be something I also kind of want to take a look at for the future. I feel like there are some certain charm Pokemon at least that is going to be very interesting, but we're not going to talk about this today here, as we will have most daily feature videos towards them on. But as you will see here, the opponent's going to go for Raichus, totally fine for me. I can go for the full farm down, but sadly I'm missing out by 1 turn of winning this battle because I would have had 2 Body Slams for the Dragonite. I think that would have been fine. Good game there, close one. I don't like this lead because we're not running the Water-type charge move. And to be fair, I feel like you could run the Water-type charge move if there wouldn't be a Azumarill. Azumarill is the main reason and the only reason, to be fair, why we're not running the Water-type charge, let's say fast move, the entire charge move, of course, with Water Pulse here. Water Pulse is what we would need for this matchup. But to be fair, if we would change it here to Water Pulse, the Azumarill matchup would be kind of unplayable for the team. As you can see here, I'm going to be able to catch a move. Hooray, it's going to be a big Brave Bird. Still doesn't even do half, but also it's going to be great because you're going to have the Morpeko against us. And so, that is a matchup that is actually kinda okay for us, I would say. And so what we will see as well here is the opponent is going to have to deal with my little slug here. So yeah, I think we're gonna be okay. We're gonna do a lot of damage here. I'm not gonna let the move go through. And now it's down to our Darmanitan actually, if we can win the battle or not. Darmanitan against 3 Pokemon. Yeah, that was maybe a little bit too, I don't know, maybe wasn't the smartest idea. Well, let's find out. We're gonna be able to go for the full farm now. They actually have a Diggersby in the back. I remember this. Don't see it yet, but there it is. Just out of memory. I could have went for a superpower here, but they have still a shield left, so it doesn't really matter. An Avalanche will most likely one-shot them because of the insane attack set that we have. But it is what it is, because how they're gonna lose here. And we can move on to the next opponent. We're going to have the Gaston against the opponent's Wigglytuff. This is going to be a very neutral matchup, and we have to be careful that they don't catch a move, and in comes the Drifblim. And we go for that fast move down, and yes, I could have went also into my other Pokemon, but I'm fairly certain that if they use a Drifblim Say-Stop and have a Charmer in the lead, that they want to get rid of the Dark-type Pokemon or something like a Mandibuzz early. And that's why I rather decided to go into the Darmanitan. I don't really want to fall for the opponent's trap here. And that's exactly what we're going to try to do here. As you're going to see, we're going to get the shield from the opponent. And we are going to be able to also now go ahead and use a shield against the opponent's Charmer. Because I'm not really too happy if we're going to go down here. Because again, my Pokemon in the back there, my Mandibuzz doesn't really like it. But you know what my Mandibuzz really likes? The matchup against Gastron. As the fast move is double resisted, which is going to be great. And yeah, we're going to have a great time here, I would say. As we will see here, the opponent is going to be able to go for another charge move. That's going to be fine for us. And we will see here another charge move coming through. As we will have another opponent charge move coming through as well. Like, it's game over. Like, I can't really say anything about it. We're going to be able to just go for the full farm down. There is not really anything the opponent is going to be able to do with this one. We're going to have the swap out into the Wigglytuff. Great for us. We're going to go for the full fast move down and see you later. So hopefully we're going to have even a bit more Darmanitan action here today. We're going to have a very bad lead for us. Ariados is going to be quite an awkward one, as they're going to have access to the move Trailblaze. They're going to have access to a double super effective move to our lead, but also they can debuff our Say-Stop here of Mandibuzz, which is going to be our hardest answer to this Pokemon. But luckily they decided to swap out into their Feraligatr, which happened the entire time, which was really great for me because Feraligatr is not the Pokemon that I want to face with my Darmanitan. And so, as you're gonna see here as well, we can still go for an Aerial Ace, we're still going to have some play here, and we are gonna try our best to win this battle. We have the swap out now into the Slug here, our little Gastrodon, we're going to be fine. We have the Hydrocan coming through, and they're gonna swap back out into the Ariados, but I have the Earth Power. Do they know about the Earth Power? Let's find out. They don't, and so Ariados is gone. It's gonna be down again to the Feraligatr, and as I decided to go into the Feraligatr, I'm like thinking, are they weak against me? Are they weak against Mudslap? Let's find out here. We're gonna be able to farm them down, and no, they're not. They're definitely not weak to Mudslap. That's going to be a very neutral scenario, and it's going to be a bit of a scary scenario here as well, because they're gonna be able to shield up the correct move here, which was a bit of a tricky one, because now I can still go for a Body Slam here, but can I still win this battle? So, why do I wonder this? The opponent has a little bit more health than our Mandibuzz, but the opponent also has a ton of energy here right now at this point, and Fire Punch got buffed this season. And one of the big matchups that changed with that is the matchup against Mandibuzz, because you have to go for so many Fire Punches, it's actually going to flip this matchup in favor of the Diggersby. And so, I am worried. But so, as you're gonna see as well, we're gonna get the opponent kinda low. The issue is now, can we actually knock them out with our Darmanitan? or can we survive one move here? We have to survive a move here, otherwise we're gonna go down, and yes, we're gonna survive this move, and we can farm down the Diggersby, winning us this battle. And before anybody is gonna comment, look, the other two Pokemon are gonna do most of the work here. Oh yeah, go figure. Like, the Pokemon that are actually high up in the meta are doing a better job than the Pokemon that is at nearly rank 800. Shocking, isn't it? Yeah, of course, like, it is not the best Pokemon that you would ever use. It is usable though, I have to say, it is usable. It is a lot of fun to knock out opponents with the hardest hitting Ice Fang in the game. But of course, it is not going to be a Pokemon that's going to be insanely strong. What I wonder is, when we're going to get this Pokemon as a Shadow variant, because I actually do think as a Shadow variant, it might even have more play, because you have more fast move pressure again with the Darmanitan. Now, I would actually really like to see that, as the normal variant recently got the Shadow upgrade for itself. I would like to see the Shadow variant also for the Galarian form. That would be a lot of fun. I don't know if there's actually any Galarian form currently as a Shadow available. I'm not too sure about it. But yeah, as we're gonna see here, we're gonna have the Sea-Slug against our opponent again. We're gonna have a Body Slam against the opponent's Sea-Slug. We have a Sea-Slug fast here as well. Is there any Galarian Pokemon that is Shadow already? Yeah, Obstagoon. Obstagoon recently got the Galarian form as like the pre-evolution as a Shadow, but this is the only Pokemon that is currently a Shadow from the Galar region. So it would be very cool to see some more of them. But anyway, we're going to see some Body Slam spam. I have to hope that I somehow still win this battle with my Ice Boy in the back. And honestly, I make a mistake here in this battle, which you're going to see here very soon, which is going to be very, very awkward for us. What we will see is, I can go for the Body Slam, that's totally fine. And we will see that the opponent stops out here. If I swapped out this exact turn and didn't go for the extra fast move, I would have won this battle instantly. Why? Because I would have done enough fast move pressure here to put the opponent to a position where they have to go for a charge move. And I would have been able to still get a Body Slam off against the Talonflame. My mistake, I should have won this battle. Next battle. Next battle going to be against the Ariados again here. Let's see, we're going to be able to swap out, get some damage onto them, catch a move. It's very likely going to be the lunge, like the last battle here as well. And also you'll see the opponent swaps out into the Feraligatr. Feraligatr is going to be one of the Pokemon that I definitely like to see. It's most likely a very similar team to the first one that we saw, but I completely forgot which Pokemon they had in the back there. I think it was a Diggersby actually. Maybe it's going to be a Diggersby here again today. But as you will see, the Feraligatr is going to be able to go for the knockout here. I'm going to try my best to go for the full farm down, realizing that I'm not going to be able to do it. And so I decided to go ahead and go for a Body Slam instead, which is going to knock them out. We can go for another Body Slam against the opponent's Ariados. But of course, it is not the same as what we had previously. And yeah, my best play maybe is to just shield it up here. I could just go for the full farm down, but I kind of want to see what they have in the back beforehand. It's going to be Pangoro. That is not what I expected, and that is a hard wall for the entire team. There's nothing I can really do about it. I just getting completely hard walled here. But look at the damage output of the Darmanitan. We put them now into Mudslap range, giving us maybe even a little bit of play here still, even though of course we are not really in the best position. We see the close comment coming through. Can we farm them down? We cannot by one turn again. So out of the losses here, I had one that I definitely show one that I played better, and two that I came down to one turn. So that shows also how strong this team can be, kinda. Of course, again, this is not going to be designed to be the most competitive team ever. Don't get me wrong, I'm not even gonna say that. This is not the most competitive team. It is a fun one. We are at the beginning of the season. Like, you want to see some fun content, don't you? If you want to see some more fun content, feel free to leave a like. But also, there's the option to send in some battles with a link in the description. I would really appreciate if you could use that one as well. But anyway, we're going to see the Diggersby against us. Diggersby is going to be a Pokemon that, yeah, we are gonna be kind of sick of seeing. I honestly, I don't really like to see Diggersby anymore. But as you're gonna see as well, we're gonna be able to go for the Dark Bolts. We're gonna get them kind of low, and now it kind of is gonna be a bit of an interesting one. Fire Punch is coming through. Can we get to the move in time? We can actually. So can we align ourselves? Alignment would be really nice here, because we need to get the Morpeko against our ground type Pokemon, and it works out perfectly. And the Gastron is going to be lurking in the back. I'm gonna try to get some damage onto them while also utilizing the option to swap out for free here now after using a charge move. And look at the damage output again of the Darmanitan. This Pokemon is wild. We will see the shield coming up from us. The Body Slam is going to get shielded, but look at the damage that we've done. That's all that I need. I don't even want to have the Darmanitan here anymore. I just want to farm them down here, and this works perfectly, as now Mudslap is going to go up against the Morpeko, and here's the one thing, you don't have to shield the first move here. no matter what, it's going to be an aura reel, which is going to be resisted, or it's going to be the Psychic Fangs, which doesn't do damage, and so we're gonna be able to force the victory here, as I have still my shield left. And this is going to be the first video, winning the final battle. Hopefully you enjoyed the showcase for the Darmanitan, and I will see you then. Bye bye.